Hello, everybody. My name is Chloe Mahaffey, and I am hoping to be able to run for future president. I'm going to make a little announcement, honestly. The respect I had for the woke community is what I would say all but gone. Oh, wait, no, that came out wrong. It is gone. I don't respect many, if not all, of them. You might be like, Coley, you are such a homophobic person. Coley, you're a transphobic person. Coley, why would you do this? I'm not voting for you now. Let me explain. The type of crap that goes on in this world today, we can all agree in some cases is nonsensical, whether we agree on certain things or disagree. But there are some things that where we are targeting people who just don't want to be in an environment with a certain other group of people because it's uncomfortable for these people. And we are completely not agreeing with that. My example I'm trying to say here is Riley Gaines, which I know this seems like I'm trying to be a feminist and everything, which I am not. I am an advocate for equal rights among all people. But anyways, Riley Gaines was a very good swimmer at the University of Kentucky. When she had to go up against somebody named Leah Thomas, but in the end, her and Leah Thomas tied. Now, here's a little fun fact about Leah Thomas. He's, not a female. He's a transgender athlete who competes alongside females in swimming. And first off, the woman who won in the women's swimming competition in college did not get the only trophy they had that they could give away to her. They gave it to the transgender one instead. The amount of disrespect on that. Now you might be like, well, we gotta make sure we represent everybody. Representing everybody doesn't mean ignoring the people who should have earned something in a competition that's meant for their people group. Not for some random dude who's like, you know what, I want to be a female today. And compete. Because here's one thing. I don't know if this is going to offend anybody out here. Males are genetically built different than females. Females and males both, yes, have to train very hard to do goals, but if you took a competition, in some cases, the male would win in some physical things than a woman would. But in the same case, there would be some competitions a woman could absolutely beat a male in. Swimming is one that is naturally dominated by men. It is a history for men to have been the strongest swimmers for thousands of years. From ancient Rome to World War II, male have always been the dominant swimmers. However, females are still very good swimmers. So there's no, of course, some male who comes along and decides to be a female, who decides to compete in a swimming competition, is going to end up tying or even come close to beating a female swimmer. Now, I'm not trying to say, like I said, I'm not trying to make females sound like they're weak. There are many female sports where I believe females could honestly do better than male. If females joined into some baseball games, I feel like we could see females beating some of the best players, stats in baseball who are males. But here's the thing. Riley Gaines did not get the only trophy they were giving out. Now you might be like, well, they both Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines both had a trophy in their hands. Yes, but the trophy Riley Gaines had was a one that they could not give away, and they were going to mail her trophy to her, which is completely uncalled for. The woman who won in a woman's sport should get the trophy, not some male who decides to act like a female. Who just shows up. So yeah, and then, craziest part, Riley Gaines literally gets backlash so hard that when she's in this building, she has to be guarded by police officers because all these woke protesters, well, actually not even protesters, rioters try to assault her. The woke community these days has done looting, assaulting, all these things. And what's funny is they don't even know what they're talking about. A lot of these woke communities align with liberal parties. We can all agree with that. There are a few that are actually conservative. Somehow that's a miracle in some case. But most of the ones are liberal. And the way they like to express their First Amendment right is very unconstitutional. The First Amendment allows people to have freedom of speech, press, petition, and also... I should know this as your future presidential candidate, but I can't seem to get off the top of my head. But these people take it to an extreme. These people think they can just go in a building, destroy it, and start burning it down just because that's part of their First Amendment right. No, there is no amendment or no piece of wording that says, yeah, it's completely okay for you to just go in a building, burn it down, steal all the goods in there and stuff like that. So, my thing is, America as a whole has fallen apart. You can say it's the conservatives' fault. You could say it's the liberals' fault. It is kind of both parties' fault, but I will say the liberals have destroyed this country, especially the woke communities. This country was built by Christian, and if we had some of the, pausing that, if we had some of the men that we had back then today, they would probably be conservatives, honestly, if you asked me. But Christian males who advocated for creating a nation that was unified. Creating a nation that was peaceful but ready to fight anybody or any country that wanted to go to war or end our country. And now the people who say that they have rights say that they hate this country at the same time. I can guarantee you, woke people who are going to watch this video, if you went out into a street in Russia and started waving a woke flag around and start trying to say, yeah, this country sucks, boo, I hate America as well, oh my gosh, my rights are more important than yours, women should be transgender women should be able to go into female lockers. I can guarantee you that night you're going to magically disappear. The reason why is countries like Russia, who are literally enemies of the U.S., have more common sense than most of the people in our country. And that is a shame to have to say that. Even though North Korea is one of the most oppressive countries in the world, actually, in my opinion, it is, they still know the difference between a male and a female, and they know there's no other gender besides that. Meanwhile, here we think, oh yeah, you can be a cat. Yeah, even though you're a human, you can be a cat. Yeah. I mean, what's the difference between a human and a cat? That's like asking what's the difference between a bear and a fish. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. When I run for president, I'm not gonna run. I know I said I would earlier, but in all honesty, I'm gonna be a conservative. One of my favorite people who I wish I got to meet, who I believe really spoke out for America in a way that would have brought America back together, was Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, if you don't know who he is, I believe he aged to 30 before he was tragically shot and killed by a woke liberal, basically. I can't remember his name. From a building far away while he was at, I believe it was Utah State University or something like that. So he was in Utah and was shot. Oh, Utah Valley, that's what I think it was, actually. And he spoke out for his beliefs. He spoke out to defend the people in America who are not trying to be oppressed by an ideology. The woke community these days is like, oh, well, you don't support our cause? Okay, then we're going to beat you up. We're going to harass you. We're going to make sure that you get canceled. I'll tell you what, no matter what, you will not cancel me. You may be able to tell me online I won't become popular, and yeah, that could become true. I mean, after all, I only have 86 subscribers, so yeah, I'm not the most popular. But you can't ever cancel a person from speaking out in public. A Christian activist, I can't remember this guy's name either, was in, I believe it was Dallas, Texas, or Salem, which I know are two completely different cities, but he was in one of the two, and he was speaking out his Christian beliefs. And the city tried to tell him, you can't be here anymore, because it was while he was at a woke rally, which is heavily against Christianity, and he went there and spoke his beliefs, and the city tried to kick him out of it. However, he would not bow to the city's commands, because the city's commands actually did not say what those two city workers were saying. It said that he could have a speaker and speak his opinions to people. You know why? This country is the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the land of the woke is in control, cities don't follow their own rules, and stuff like that. Has the Republican Party made some bad choices? Yes. The Democrat Party has too. You want to know a fun fact, liberals? You're very anti-slavery. I am too. But you're very anti-slavery and anti-racist. You want to know a fun fact about your party? Your party, back in its history, was very bent on not passing the 13th Amendment, aka the one which passed, the one that was passed to get rid of slavery, abolish it. Your party was also made of many Democrats. Your Democrat Party was made of many people who were part of the KKK, had sympathy for the Confederacy, and stuff like that. Now, you might be like, well, Cole, you admitted you have sympathy for the Confederacy. Yeah, but I also don't want to identify as a female. Thank you very much. I'm a male. The reason why all these Confederate people today have switched from the Democrats to the Republicans is because the Republicans know what they're talking about. The Democrats are like, yes, there's 42 genders. Tell me where that says that besides your own sources. Because in all honesty, this world is very much so falling. This nation is falling behind the rest of the world. And then also socialism. The New York mayor can try to make a video and call me a war criminal like he called Netanyahu a war criminal. But a Muslim socialist should not be in charge of New York City. Next thing you know, he's going to try to run for a spot in the House of Representatives, the Senate, and maybe even try to become a vice president. And next thing you know, the United States of America, a democracy, is going to turn it into the Communist States of America. Well, that's cool. Because you know what I'll do? Under a Communist States of America, they're probably going to rewrite the Constitution. So here's what I'll do for you, you socialist states. I'll take the states that actually have common sense, and I will secede from this country, fight y'all, and win, and show why democracy always beats communism and socialism, which are basically the same thing. So yeah, if you really think you can beat me in that war of socialism versus democracy, I dare you to try to think that you can. Just look back at history, pal. Look back at it. Anyways, I know I've gone way off the topic about being anti-woke, but I'm going to tell you another thing. Homophobic means you're scared. Phobic, aka phobia, is a word that is like Latin or Greek or wherever it is, meaning fear of. Homo typically refers to, I guess these days, gay stuff and woke stuff. So homophobic would mean scared of gay community, not anti-woke and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and tell you, I'm not homophobic because I'm not scared of any of you woke liberal sissies. I'm just somebody with actual common sense. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, everybody. I hope you learned something. A new video will be coming out soon. And I thank you all for supporting me. Bye now.